Ladies and gentlemen, hello for this second session of the virtual class concerning our own work that we really started last time, or we started last time explaining about mobile technology concerning such a text. Okay? So now we're going to really discuss the answer key of your own questions that supposedly just to be done by your own work as homework. Okay? Concerning these questions for our own lesson, or on each paragraph of our own lesson. Okay? So let's start from the beginning that we asked about the title last time. Okay? First of all, this is the lesson that we really discussed it last time. Okay, with all its paragraphs and all its questions and how to answer or how to modify your own perfect answers. Not only as an answer, as we said. If we want to really have a perfect answer, we have to read it carefully and discuss each point in our body paragraphs also mindfully and accurately. We have to go into precise and accurate details to find our own perfect answer. Okay? So let's start from the beginning, okay? What does the title of the text mean? We said it that are mobile phones or mobiles taking over our lives? Let's see, what does the title of the text mean? This is, as we explained it last time, that we have the title and the subtitle. Is it a master or a slave? What is it? Concerning our own discussion, we have covered everything about the effects that we discussed last time. What about these effects? Are they negative or positive or whatever? If you still remember when we did that link between the effects, drawbacks, etc., to see that what kind of disadvantageous sides we have it from those technological devices, or definitely this technological device, which is the mobile phone. Okay? So what does the title mean? Let us see. As we said, the title sums up, we have to just keep in our mind, we are talking about mobile phone that really takes over our lives. What is it? The title sums up the central idea of the entire text to show that mobile phones have become a part of our daily life activities. Okay? That's it. If are mobile phones taking over our lives, what is it? That's it. The title sums up the central idea. As we said it, that it sums up and foreshadows the main idea of what of the whole text, of the entire text, to show that mobile phones have become a part of our daily life activities. At every single activity we have it in our daily life, so really it has become a part of our daily life activities. Okay? That's the meaning of the title. Okay? So please, with each answer here, try please to copy the answers with me, okay? Just to end it by your own writing the answers and the discussion over here, okay? So, the second one, based on paragraph 2, what is the drawback of using smartphones? As we agreed last time, we have drawback, the disadvantage. And concerning the discussion, we know that what? That we are talking about the side effects, about the negative effects of having a mobile phone. Okay? So based on paragraph 2, what is the drawback of using a mobile phone? Let's see the answer. The major drawback of using smartphones is that people today are spending too much time on their mobile phones and not having enough time talking to people in real life. How does it come? So here we say that it's a drawback. If you look at this paragraph, okay, read it carefully, you will never come up with a perfect answer till you reach to the last sentence. It's clear that we are spending too much time on our mobile phones and not having enough time talking to people in real life. This is the disadvantageous side here. Because if you read from the beginning, you will never get the main answer or the major answer or the perfect answer, as we said it. It's clear that we are spending as we have it here. That's it. Have you seen it? People today are spending too much time on their mobile phones and not having enough time talking to people in real life. This is the drawback, or this is the disadvantage. Let's really move to the third question, okay? Based on paragraph 3, what does the modern technological device offer to its users? Yes, what about this modern technological device? What does it really, the smartphone we're not talking about, because here if you go back to this paragraph, definitely, you will see that we're talking about what? About the basic or whatever, something else. But look please, whenever we say that, what does the modern technological device, or what does this mobile phone offer to its users? Look, here it is, the answer. Look, a smartphone can help you stay connected to internet, where plenty of tasks can be done, such as playing games, reading articles, listening to music, texting, calling, and checking emails. While a basic one, of course, here if you want to make or do such a comparison concerning the basic one, because here in this paragraph you will see that the writer did a comparison between the basic phone, the old phone, old style, etc., with the modern one. We see that here, of course, that's it. Look, it's difficult to get any signal which rules out texting or using the internet with the basic one, with the old phone. But with the new one, of course, you will have what? A lot of these, as people were playing games, video games, definitely, reading articles, listening to music, and checking emails, and texting, or calling, or whatever. All these modern devices, or this mobile phone really offers to its user, okay, or to its users. This is concerning number or question number 3. 4. What made the writer happy of being free from the internet? Okay? If you still remember, when we discuss our paragraphs, okay, concerning mobile phone, we see that the writer here lives two ways, two styles of life, with his old mobile phone and the new one, which is the smart mobile phone. Okay, we see that what made the writer happy concerning this paragraph. Okay, we see that just here. I want to read something, please. Look, recently my smartphone was broken and had to be sent off the warehouse for repairing for a week or so. In the meantime, I had to use a really old basic just to maintain communication with my family and friends. All I could do in it was sending text messages, making calls, and playing games. That's all, with the old one. Look here, we are talking about what really let him feel free and happy. What is it? Look please. And I really didn't mind not having constant updates, as I said it. And I loved it, he said. Sorry, here. And I loved it. Loved what? Only texting or sending text messages, only making calls and playing games. That's all. Other than checking mails, playing video games, etc. With the smartphone, he is out of this era. That's now. I loved being free from the internet. Being free. What made the writer happy? And for being free, he loved the idea of being free. So here, that's it. And really, I didn't mind not having constant updates about what my friends were doing or what the latest celebrity story was or whatever. Here it is, the answer. Look, why he really felt free and happy. It allowed him to spend more time talking over his surrounding and move freely and happily without any digital companion. That's it. Without any. It was quiet, refreshing, and allowed me to spend. Why? He felt free. Because why? Mostly he felt free. Why? Because he was allowed to spend more time taking what? In my surrounding. I could enjoy time in London more. Because of that, he felt free and very happy to be away from the smartphones and deal with his own basic one. That's really the answer as we said it here in number 4. Yes, as he really moved freely and happily without his digital or modern companion. Modern companion, the modern device or modern mobile phone. These are the answers to be copied on your own sheets. Okay? So let's really continue with something else. Here, refer to the selection, part B, of course. Refer to the selection and select the correct choice that completes the following sentence. Here it is. The writer was able to see what everyone was doing in the tube because, yes, was able to see everything. Yes, to monitoring everything, watching everything. Why? Because some people were asleep. That should be here, okay? Because of the nature of the tube, okay? Because most people were on their phones, okay? So here we say, that's it. If you still remember, we mentioned something about the tube, okay? Definitely here, of course, sorry for such a mistake, we have to say that were. So please, let's see that we were talking about while he was in the tube, if you still remember. Yes? Some people were asleep because of the nature of the tube. He could really monitoring, seeing everything we could really see. Most people were on their phones. Of course, in the tube, if you still remember, we mentioned that there are no signals. They aren't connected to the internet. So how can they really be on their phones? So it's out of it. Yes? Some people were asleep. They weren't, but it's just looking around, see what kind of such movement that all those people, as we say that, are doing at that moment. Of the nature of the tube, yes, of course, because of the nature of the tube, he could really what? This is the answer. Okay? So here, because of the nature of the tube, in this way, we can see that what? Of course, that he could really watching and see everything of what's happening inside it. Because of the nature of that tube, that allows him to see everything inside. Okay? So, that's the answer of our own. Okay? That's it. Here we have it concerning this idea. We have the pronoun references. Okay, just a minute please, or 1 second, just to erase this, if you please. That's it, where? Okay, so the pronoun references, as you see that, there, if you go back to there, you will see it here, okay? That's it, there. You have to read, not directly say that they're emails. No, what about there? Who are those? Who are those there? That's it. And I am, let's go back to the sentence. People were playing games, definitely video games, reading articles and listening to music. And I'm sure that as they were to emerge from the train station, they would start texting, calling, or checking their mails. Who are those? Those people we're talking about. Okay? There refers to the people. People are checking their emails, are texting, are calling, blah, 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 etc. Okay? 2. Let's go back to it. Okay? It here, as we said it in paragraph 3, that's it. All I could do it on it. All I could do on it. On what? We have to go back. Let's see what's that. In the meantime, I had to use a really old basic phone just to maintain communication with my family and friends. All I could do on it was sending text messages. By what we send text messages? By it. What's that it? Means the phone. What is that phone? As we have it here, of course, the basic phone. It refers to the basic phone. The third it, I think also it's here in our own paragraph as it is. It was, the sentence begins with it. It was quite refreshing and it allowed me to spend more time. What does it that really allowed the reader to spend more time? Let's go back as we have it. And I loved it. I loved being free from the internet. And I really didn't mind not having constant updates about what my friends were doing or what the latest celebrity story was. It was quite refreshing and it allowed me to spend more time taking in my surrounding. I could enjoy my time in London more. The situation he lived without his smartphone. The way he used his own basic phone. The way he is out of any signal of the internet. The situation. Okay? Let's go to the answer to see that it refers to being free. This is the situation that we are talking about. That he was free of what? Of his smartphone. He lived his own free time, moved blah blah blah. It allowed me, what's allowed him? Of being free from the internet. It refers to being, not to be, being, okay? As the part of speech. I love being. It refers to being, okay? That's it. These are the answers of pronoun references. Let's move to the most or the juiciest part, which is the chart, the table, that takes a lot of time. But simply and easily we can go through it and select our own perfect answers from the beginning till the end, okay? What about, look please, here the table as I said below shows the use of internet in Mexico and Brazil. Read the table carefully and then answer the question that follows. Here it is. How are Mexico and Brazil similar and different in or regarding using the internet? As you see here, we have 2013, 2014. Let's really have a look on the chart, okay? See that Mexico, 45, 2014, 50, 2015, I've mentioned something, okay, it's increasing. Brazil, 2013, 49%, 2014, 51%, 2015, 60%. See that also it's increasing. So I have something in my mind. Let's really read it carefully. Yes, to know what are you going to really, how you should really start. How should you begin your own analysis? First of all, we said that we have to entitle this chart. Start from the introductory statement, okay? It's better, of course, you can start with the analysis directly concerning grade 9 students, but it's better just to tell the correctors or others, what does this title, yes, or does this paragraph, or sorry, this graph or this chart entitled, what is it? Look please, if you go to our own answer, we say that the table entitles the rates of using the internet in Mexico, on each of Mexico and Brazil. Yes, okay, that's it. Entitles what? The rates, these are the rates, okay, of using the internet, as we said it here, in each of Mexico and Brazil, okay? Let's start by the analysis, as we said it in the class, as shown or etc. You can use directly your own style or your own way just to begin your own analysis. Let's start. We have this chart in Mexico directly. In Mexico, look at the answer with me please. The use of the internet increases from 45% in 2013, as you see. Yes, in 2013, 45%, okay? This is the completion of the answer in 2000 to 54% in 2015. Yes, 45% directly because it's increasing. We said that while it's increasing, if it decreases here, we're talking about something totally different. But similar, look what did I say here? Similar to that, similar or the same as. 45%, okay, in 2013 to or increased to be 54 in 2015. It's increased. Yes, similar to that of Brazil. Similar to that of Brazil. Look please, 49% to 60%. It's really increased. That's it. Look, this is the one. In Mexico, the use of the internet increases from 45, look at the chart, in 2013 to 54% in 2015, similar to that of Brazil from 49% in 2013 to 60% in 2015. So here we discuss the idea. How is the, or how does that rate of the internet or being used in these countries based on the rates or the percentages discussed in this table. Likewise, in both countries, there is an increase. As you see it, have you seen? We start somehow to get more deep to the analysis. As we see here, in both countries, as in Mexico and Brazil, there is an increase regarding the use of the internet. Regarding the use of the internet in both countries, it's really increasing. So, however, why did I say however? Look please, however, what do I mean by however? However means that I'm going to talk about something different. What is it? The total percentage of the internet use in Brazil is higher than Mexico, I mean, okay? Have you seen it? So in Mexico, 45 to 54. But here I said, as however, the total percentage of the internet use in Brazil is higher, as you see it. Here in Mexico, 45 to 54, but here 49 to 60 at 11%, but here as 9%. So in Brazil is higher, okay? All in all, here we have to come to our own concluding sentence. Based on your own logical discussion, logical analysis, you should have a perfect conclusion or logical conclusion. Out of that, it's impossible to have a logical conclusion, by the way. Thus, both countries have the highest percentage of using the internet in 2015 and the lowest in 2013. I've come up with this conclusion. Yes, okay. As we said it, that's both countries have the highest percentage of using the internet in 2015, as you see, okay? But the lowest were in 2013. That's the conclusion or the concluding sentence of this analysis. In this way, we have to analyze. Starting from the introductory statement, of course, by entitling the graph or the table, then we've come to the analysis by showing the differences and the, of course, similarities between these rates. And then you have to come up with a concluding sentence. Okay, this is the answer of this graph or this table to be analyzed in this way. Okay, so copy your answers, if you please, on your own cupbook. Let's continue, please. Here, also we have an important, very important part in our own comprehensive skills that really, as we said before, if you still remember, it might really let your mark be to the maximum. Yes, or somehow higher than or more than you expect, okay? But how should we think about these, of course, words, or these, of course, concerning the close type of such vocabulary words? As we said that we have to focus on the contextual clues, okay? Before we choose, not choose this here or that there or wherever. No, we have to go to the contextual clues and then we select the perfect word or the most suitable or convenient word here in this blank. Phone users never take into account the hazardous effects of mobiles because they use it blah blah blah. Look, I underlined the contextual clues. That's it. Never take into account the hazardous effects. Yes, of course we have these effects if we use it how? Continuously, as use it constantly. Because of the constant use of the mobile phones, we will have these hazardous effects. So constantly is the perfect or the exact word. They observed them, forget about observe. They, blah, 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 them and were surprised to find. Of course you've got surprised to find something after being observed well. That's it. Okay, observe. So here, what comes next? No need, just we're surprised to find that blah blah blah, etc. It's out of our own game, definitely when we see the contextual clues. Third one, studies show that 7 or 8 hours of sleep at night are best in order to repair the immune system. Build and repair. We are in need just here to keep something healthy or whatever, which means that maintain. Build and repair, the same meaning as maintain. Maintain our own immune system. We are repairing it. Why? How do we repair it? By sleeping 8 hours, blah, blah, blah. That's it. We are building, we are repairing, we are maintaining our own immune system. So the exact word is maintain. The last one, that kid named Joe is so quick on the eyes that he doesn't fail and always amazes his coaches. Okay. Always his coaches. I don't know what's that word. That kid named Joe is so quick on the eyes that he doesn't fail. Something that really pretends to be somehow highly amazed about such an action, which is really, yes, always amazes his own coaches. So the exact word is amazes. These are the vocabulary words that we have to think in, each concerning the contextual clues. Out of this, you will never have it, okay? Just you have to select from here and there. So please read it carefully and copy your answers on the copybook. Let's really move to the part here, grammar, okay? We say that here in our own previous one. We said that, I think, if you go back to the video, you see that we did all our assignments before we switched on the TV. How we did, yes? We did something before something else, and we discussed that in past perfect, yes? An action that happened and finished before another action took place. That's it. Yes, that's past perfect. So you have before another action took place. So past perfect, had done, not did. Okay? The second one, by the end of the year, she will buy, I think it's written in the video, will buy her mobile phone. By the end of the year, when this year ends, we said that by the time, when, okay? As soon as, if you still remember these, keywords, Yes, that we use them with the simple present. By the end of this year, when this year ends, 1 plus simple present. Directly we move to have future perfect. Will have both. Okay? So will have both as a future perfect. We know that the form is will plus have plus past participle of the main verb. Okay? So by the end of the year, when this year ends. Okay? So not ended, impossible to be done. As will have both. Will have both as a future perfect. Okay? Learning how to communicate with other people is an effective way that makes you succeed in your life. Okay? So here, as we have it, please, learning how to communicate with other people. Learning is. Okay? So here, as it is here, of course, it's really is the word here, as you can see it, okay? So learning is an effective way. What is an effective way? Learning how to communicate. It should be with subject-verb agreement, as singular subject with singular verb, okay? So it's not are as we have it in the text. Mobile phones, the third one, users. Mobile phone users have lately discovered. Here, if you still remember in the video, really I comment on this. Yes, have lately discovered. Have lately discovered, it's correct because lately as present perfect is a key word. How these devices, I said that in the movie that I didn't really comment on this, just let it for you. So here, how did, I wrote here, how did these, if you still remember, how did these, I'm not talking about how did. Here we call it as embedded a question. I'm not asking a question. I'm telling you something. By telling you something, of course you can't ask. You're answering. How these devices influenced. Not how did these devices, I'm not asking a question. It's an embedded question and we discussed that. Concerning this, just to be out of the, of course what? Followed by VSV. It's not VSV. It's what? It's SV based on the tense used. I said did. So did really, it's out of our own game here. Just to be as how these devices influence. I'm not asking. It's an embedded question. It's not a question. So the last one. Jane has phoned rescue 911 3 times. If you still remember in present perfect also we have a keyword for several times. So it's correct to use here as what? As has phoned. But here we have to focus on something here. She has called, I think so, it's written there. She has called them since she was threatened by a mobile phone or by a phone call. She has threatened. Since that time, she is still. She has been, as we said it, if you still remember, I have been studying at Albayan, yes, since I was a kid. Since I was in blah, 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 yes? So here, of course, we have to look at the keyword since. So here we have it as present perfect because the action is still going on. Yes? Again in the past, continue the present and still going on. She has been calling them since she has been or she was really threatened by such a mobile or such a phone called. So the action is still continuing or still going on. So we use present perfect progressive as has, the form as has plus been plus main verb plus ing. Okay? So these are the answers of our own work concerning this part, the grammatical one. The last one, I think so, here we have it, the sentences, to start your own sentence by the words or as they are indicated, okay? So here, let me really just raise this here. Excellent. So, the direct impact of such modern device, blah, blah, blah. Here, of course, if you still remember, I told you to start. This one, the direct impact, yes? We say that the users or the phone users don't recognize the direct impact of such device or modern device. If you still remember concerning the active and passive, we see that here, the action, as we said it, of course, or the subject does the action or makes the action or performs the action. While in the passive, the action is performed by somebody. So yes, here we have it as they're active, but here is the action, the direct impact of such modern device. There we said that the phone users don't recognize simple present. And in simple present, we know that we use as auxiliary verb that should accompany the main verb, which is or am or are. So here the direct impact of such modern device is, as you said, it don't with negative form, isn't, and the past participle of the main verb, that's it, isn't recognized by the phone users. Okay, as the rules and the examples, a lot of examples that we've discussed in our own class, that's one of these. The second one, of course, as you said that you can, the sentence, you can only play video games. You can only play video games on your phone after finishing your assignment. We said that in the negative, when the sentence begins with the negative word, negative adverb, we say that it's followed by VSV. That's VSV. If you say that, VSV, that's it. Okay? The auxiliary followed by the auxiliary. Only can you play video games, okay, on your phone after finishing your assignment. So, just as a negative word, as we discussed in the class, followed by VSV order. That's it. And we have a lot of ways just to follow it as yes, no question or whatever. But the last one, we said that, of course, Martin Cooper, you have to start your own. So here, the first mobile phone was invented, the sentence there was in the passive, in 1973. We don't know by whom. By somebody, I told you that just to start or begin your own sentence, by Martin Cooper. Martin Cooper, of course, we said was invented. So the main verb is in the past, as a simple past there. Okay? Was invented. Just want to change from passive to active. Of course, omit the verb to be as used concerning its tense, that was invented. It was invented, so simple past. So it is invented. Who is Martin Cooper? Martin Cooper invented the first mobile phone, Motorola, in 1973, as we have it from passive to active. Okay? These are the answers of our own work, and of course, as being done well. So here, thank you very much and keep safe.